Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast, the Transfer Podcast Show. My name is Josh, also known as G1 Hextron. I'm joined with my co-host Dakota, also known as PrimalSabbath, and also welcoming back Jaim, also known as VictorySaber77. We're also joined with our guest Rick Alvarez with PlayWithThisToo, so he's going to be telling us about his new Kickstarter relaunch. But before we get into that, we got some questions for him and obviously the transfer news, and I got some topics for you. Dakota, where can people find you, man?
You can find me everywhere at PrimalSabbath. I have a Facebook that I do post on like every great once in a while. That's PrimalSabbath. Everything's PrimalSabbath. So yeah.
And Jaim.
You can find me on Twitter and YouTube, VictorySaber77, and on Instagram, the VictorySaber77. We also have the Aftercast, which will be airing again, starting up, and we're going to be going full blast. No more vacations for me for a while now. So at 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on my channel. I haven't done this for a while. I need to get back into it here. And we also have the PrimalCast this weekend, right, Dakota?
Yeah, tonight. It will be tonight.
Yes. So pretty much after the Aftercast, it'll probably be around midnight Central Standard Time on Dakota's channel, PrimalSabbath's channel. So go check that out also. And we also have the Collection Spotlight. This week we're going to be taking a look at Melvin Scott. And we're actually out of collections, so if you guys want your collection spotlighted on the Cybercast, just send your picks, about 10 to 20, to Josh at g1hextron@gmail.com, and we will spotlight them. No collections too small or too big, so send them in. Next week we were going to have Retro Blasting, but we're going to have to reschedule that, so we'll get you guys... we'll let you guys know on Josh's Facebook page, so check that out, the G1 Hextron, facebook.com. And I believe I'm done.
All right, questions? Did you already say that?
Oh, yeah, if you have questions, put them in the chat, put, them capital letters, underline them, bold them so we can see them, and try to keep them towards the end of the show. But if you have any questions for our guest, Rick, put them in right away, and then we will get to them soon after. So there you go. That's all I got.
All right, and a little bit of movie news trailers on the Facebook page is Heroes Reborn and also Victor Frankenstein. A couple of movie news things here. Lionsgate is developing Borderlands, the movie, with the Spider-Man producer. You also have Michael Fassbender to star in Assassin's Creed movie, and Matthew Willig cast as Inhuman Lash in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's all I got as far as the movie news and stuff like that. So go ahead and hand it off to Rick so we can talk about this new relaunch, or you calling it relaunch or 2.0 of PlayWithThisToo.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the show again. PlayWithThisToo, we're a group of people who play the industry. We're designers, we're painters, we're sculptors, and we kind of got together and said, let's make something of our own. Let's make something that we can have fun with. And after a couple of ideas, we came up with this Lost Protectors toy line, which is a 6.5-inch toy line. We did a Kickstarter in February, trying to raise $80,000 with our first action figure Desolator, and we came about $8,000 short. So it's good. We kind of missed it just by a use. Now we thought, all right, well, what can we do better? What can we change? And after all the feedback we got, people wanted Boneyard and they wanted Jetstrike, and so we thought, all right, let's redesign them. Let's make them share some more parts so we can bring the price down. And let's give them both, and we'll see what happens. So this is our second attempt. I would say it's probably our last attempt with this idea before we move on to the next thing.
Now, when does it start up, and as far as the Kickstarter, and have you guys already secured that? Like, where do they need to go?
We're at PlayWithThisToo.com on this Twitter thing. We have a website, PlayWithThisToo.com. We're also on Facebook, but we are waiting on one final quote from the factory. before we can officially launch the date, and hopefully that quote comes in any day. And we're going to run it for 30 days. Hopefully, and I'll say this year for the first time, hopefully it will end all at TFCon in Charlotte. So we'll have the toys there. I'll be there. A couple of the other guys will be there. And hopefully that'll be the end of our Kickstarter that weekend.
Okay.
Cool.
So plan 30 days out from that.
All right. As far as kind of a few questions that we wanted to come up with for you. I guess the first one, for the people that don't know about the PlayWithThisToo line, the first time around, can you kind of explain what, I guess, kind of who it caters to? Because we kind of know it from the Super God Master Forces, the Protectors, we've seen them before. So it kind of goes with the Transformers, but it could also kind of go with Masters of the Universe. You could probably also go with a lot of other toy lines as well.
Well, I'm a big fan of Transformers and a big fan of He-Man. I get all the new stuff for both lines, and I'm a product of the 80s. I was born in 1979. So I grew up with He-Man and Sectors and Mask and Transformers and G.I. Joe and Thundercat and Silverhawks and all that stuff. So we draw our inspiration from a lot of those different toy lines. So as far as who it caters to, I think it's people who like action figures. I think it caters a lot to the Transformers guys. And I think we went with that direction mostly because a lot of us, especially the original crew, had worked with the Transformers brand before in an official capacity at Hasbro or with the club. And I think a lot of people know us from that and trust us from that. But we're also He-Man fans. So looking at all the different products that are out there, we were thinking, all right, well, what hasn't been done? What could we do, and how could we make it different? And we thought, all right, well, we know we want to make an action figure. We know we don't want to do anything that transforms. Right off the bat, we don't want to do anything that transforms. But is there a way to still cater to those people who know us and who trust us and would allow us to have a forum to pimp our stuff? So that's kind of where this idea came from. So they're 6.5-inch figures, ball joint articulation. Because we're an American-based group, manufacturing is not going to be as cheap as what it would be if we were in China. So while we are producing these in China, there's a couple extra costs we have to pay. We also don't have an in-house digital sculptor. Not this time around we do. So cheap. At the arms, the knees, the legs.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit, Rick. Are you there? Can you all hear him?
Oh, they have dropped me. No, it's not for me too. I thought it was my bad connection. That's all. Didn't say nothing.
Okay. Well, maybe it comes back. I can screen share some of the stuff that is going to be showing off. That's going to come with the launch of the figures. All right, so some of the first figures that are the first 4 out of the 10 that you're going to see.
Nope,
and
he's back.
Oh, he's back?
I see him moving.
Oh, am I here? Did you guys miss me?
Oh,
Yeah, you froze there for a minute.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we
Can
didn't
you repeat
hear
anything?
the last minute. We didn't hear anything. So.
Oh, jeez. Did you guys hear the thing about the ball joints?
We heard ball joints. I heard.
Yeah, I heard ball joint and knee, and then you froze. So.
Oh,
You didn't have an
I'm
in-house
sorry.
sculptor in
I'm
China.
sorry. So yeah. So because our sculpting expenses are greater than what they would be in China, we went with a cheaper solution to part counts. Every part needs a steel tool, so we thought, well, how can we minimize our costs? And we went with ball joints, and we thought, all right, well, That gives us great articulation, but it had the bonus that we didn't even think about, that you can switch all the parts around. So you can take all the arms off this guy and put them on that guy, and take the legs off this guy and put them on that guy. And all the figures feature 5mm ports. All the weapons are 5mm pegged, so that all the weapons from all the different guys can connect together. They can work with any dude whatsoever, and it just gives you great flexibility to play with your figures, display them the way you want to, and for the customizers, it gives them that opportunity to kind of make whatever their own vision is. And so that's why we're offering the play with yourself customizer versions of these figures.
Nice.
Which are, boy, you gotta love that name.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think our customer service email will be, "Why'd you play like that?"
Why'd you play like that?
At
Nice.
PlayWithThisToo. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that name.
That's good. I think you pretty much answered the second question on why. So moving on to the third, when did you decide to drop the tech drones from the 2.0 series, and are you going to maybe bring them back as maybe accessory packs or something to that nature later on?
Yes. So tech drones, there's people who hate them, there's people who love them, there's people who wanted to see them redesigned. So we took all the feedback and we thought, all right, well, why don't we redesign them so they're not so simple, give them some more articulation in their elbows and their knees, give them, because you can put ball joints in them, that gives them like slight transformation ability. So that...
Oh no, he froze right in the good thing.
Hello?
Rick, you need a Kickstarter for your internet, man.
I know.
Oh, he froze again.
Rick, if you can hear me, we lost you at ball joint again.
On the
Yeah,
tech
we
drones.
lost that ball joint kind of transforming. Done.
I know it was getting exciting, and then it's like every time you bring up ball joint, like we lose you.
Well, we normally don't get to start the primal corner this early, but hey,
We're being censored. Now he's
Alright,
totally disappeared.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and show off.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
I unplugged it, I replugged it, and then I yelled at it too. So, Spectrum, I am really sorry about the internet connection. I will beat it if it craps out again. So tech drones, we want to give them a little bit more flexibility, mobility from the feedback we got. So because we added more parts to the tech drone, okay, there we go. Hello?
Yes.
All right, so because we added more parts to the tech drones, the part count goes up, which means the cost goes up. So in order to keep the base figures as cheap as possible, we push those out to stretch goals. And we're looking at whether or not to release them. And I'll take feedback from you guys. Should we make them like model kits, like BMOGs? Or do you want them to, and they come on trees that you assemble yourself? Or do you want them to come fully assembled and fully painted?
what about
What do you guys think?
what about on trees but painted?
That's a little difficult.
Yeah.
Because you want to get underneath certain areas. So that sometimes can be a little bit challenging. So they potentially would come unpainted with a sticker sheet, and you put them together yourself. Maybe they come with multiple.
Okay.
That would be cool.
So yeah, I like personally, I like the fact that the tech drone guys, they don't come with the main figure, and it looks like you're coming out with a few extra accessories now with the main figure instead of the tech drone. So I kind of like that idea, just like you had with God, I forget his name, the guy that has, oh, he left. Maybe he fixes it and comes back, but
A lot of screaming at that router going on, I'm sure.
all right, so I'm locked in. I'm going to show some of the stuff that he has. So, like I was showing earlier, this is was it Rectifier? Rectifier.
Rectifier.
And he's got Boneyard, so I mean this is, you know, like one of the repaints, but what you can do with this is you can actually take this off, and it can, you know, it's a shield right now. It can actually become his head. I think he comes with a couple of different faces, and then you can also take the helmet off, and this thing can come apart as well. You make some different weapons out of it. And Flare Strike. So you can see all the different weapons here, and you know, they're all interchangeable, so you can put whatever you want wherever. And you can also see where he's got a robot head here. It comes with an extra set of fists. Nice sculpt there. And instead of the helmet being part of, you know, the head itself, it's actually two separate pieces. So I do like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
And here is the. He just told me he's trying to call in again. So this is the Play With Yourself customizer one.
Which is cool. Like that way people can kind of like, you know, do their own thing. Something that
Play with yourself.
I get yeah, you can play with yourself. That I get to do once a year. Oh, God.
Every time you hear that, take a shot.
Yeah.
And he sent me this, which I think might be the first time that we're getting to show this off, but
that's cool.
Let's see which
Ooh,
one.
yeah, the pattern on those wings. Still, like, well, I like that. It's different. It looks very different than in the Sunstorm, but oh, it looks pretty cool.
I like the head sculpt. Looks nice. Kind of faker type of Deslar from Star Blazers.
Then you still
cool.
got the
Okay.
the Desolator out
Sorry.
there too. So. All right, go back.
I'm sorry about that again, guys.
Oh well, your screen's actually clear now. But what were you talking about last?
So I wanted to just, you guys probably already talked about it, but just what your impressions were of how Tech Drone should come.
Oh, okay. Like I think what I was saying is, I like the way that the figures are coming now without the tech drone, because it looks like there's more weapons included into the figures now, and those are the things where I was like, you know, your main centerpiece is, you know, that really nicely articulated figure, and the tech drone's kind of like an add-in bonus, where I'd rather have regular weapons instead of the tech drones, or it be something completely separate, like kind of a weapon pack where it's optional. And, you know, it wouldn't be for me. I would rather just have the figure itself with all those weapons, and seeing how you can take the, you know, the Triceratops head, make it as a shield, use it as a head if you wanted to. The helmet's removable from, you know, the actual head. I like that. So the extra fist, I like that a lot more. So.
All right. Well, cool. Thank you. Anybody else wanted to chime in?
I like the building of it. The only thing that I probably don't like is the fact that it's going to be hollow, because you have to put it all together. I mean, and all that, like kind of like a Gundam kit and all that.
Yeah, if it came on trees, then.
Yeah. But if it keeps the costs down and we're getting the same size and stickers and all that, yeah, that'd be cool.
All right. Well, I mean, we haven't made any decision yet, but it's good. It's good to get feedback from you guys about it.
Yeah, I mean, the actual figures, though, and we just kind of shut them off because, I mean, they want to jump right into the news because you're coming back. But showing off some of the stuff that you have, you know, the first 4 figures, then also showing you showing off the one that you emailed me. You know, those look great as far as the sculpts and all the details and stuff like that. So.
And those strikers, the winged guys, they all come with super secret parts.
Oh, wow.
We can't tell you, or we can't show you, and we can't hint to what they are, but they're fun, and I don't think there's ever been an action figure that I can tell that has ever come with those parts before. They're small, But I don't think there's ever been an action figure that's come with those parts before. It's not.
Wow, now-
It's not a penis.
Okay.
It's something fun. I think it's fun. Everyone said, don't do it, don't put it in there. And I said, nope, we're putting it in there. And it's going to be awesome, and people are going to love it, but you're not going to know what it is until the thing arrives at your doorstep.
Well,
Huh.
that's cool.
Pretty intrigued now, especially since we clarified it isn't a penis. I'm very happy about that.
It is not any... No. It's not a set of weapons. It's not anything phallic.
All right. Well,
No.
Dakota, why don't you go the next one?
I think.
Go ahead.
I think, dude, Josh, like I hate adhering to your rules because there were so many times I just wanted to pipe up and comment. And I was like, nope, that'll get me fired again.
I mean, I was
I think
thinking the same thing. So
Yeah, I think question 4 was pretty much answered within question 1 as well. With the whole who they kind of cater to. So question 3, can we expect any fiction with these figures?
Absolutely. Trent and I are working on fiction. There's going to be bios, and we are about to engage someone who actually came to us saying, hey, we're interested in doing a digital comic book for you. Kind of just partnering up with them. So I think if the Kickstarter goes through, that there will be a digital comic as part of the rewards. I don't know how long it will be.
Cool.
We're still very early stages of figuring that out. But that was one of the things that people said they wanted last time, was more fiction based around who these figures are or what we think these figures are in the world they live in. So we're gonna try and do that.
Cool.
Cool.
The last question, or potential last question, will we ever see a potential rebirth of the canceled Trans-Tech line?
All right. So you're asking the former Hasbro employee that question, then?
That's
You're not asking.
Dakota,
me
what
that
are you asking?
What I'm asking is I'm not asking that like from obviously not not a Hasbro person that's going to be doing that. I'm asking because Aaron Archer is Aaron still part of the team?
Well, this hasn't really come out publicly anywhere that I've seen, so I can't comment on it too much. But during our first Kickstarter, Aaron was approached by Hasbro saying, hey, we really like what you're doing. Could you come back? So Aaron, for the last few months, has been working at Hasbro again, not on the Transformers brand,
Right.
working on the Girls brand. So, because of that, they have a no-compete clause.
Yeah. And the reason I was asking, because I thought he was still with it. I figured he worked on those designs or some of those designs, if I recall correctly. That's why I was wondering if you guys ever planned on branching out into transforming robot toys or transforming toys in general.
No,
If,
no interest on our part at all to do a transforming toy. We definitely have designed one, and we did a really cool design. It was more of an exercise. It was basically it was like a Skylynx, and it was Skylynx, and he had a robot mode. Trying to think back to it. I think there were 5 or 6 modes he had. He had the shuttle mode. He had a robot mode. He had the pterodactyl mode. The robot had the lynx for the head because he didn't have a lynx mode. And then we said, okay, well, if we change this and this and this, it actually became Tigerhawk as well. So we thought, all right, well, let's switch these
put it
parts
out,
around,
please.
and it became Tigerhawk. But
Yeah.
it was more an exercise. It was more of, hey, could we do this? Could we make something that transforms? Yes, but it's very cost prohibitive to anyone in this country to try and go overseas and get that done.
So they got Tiger Hawk, man. Big Beast Wars 20th coming next year.
I'm a big Beast Wars fan.
Awesome.
I got the Predacon symbol tattooed on my arm. So I love Beast Wars. I was psyched when Watspeeder made it into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, and like we're missing. All we need is Rat Trap for the Scott McNeil hat trick.
Yes.
Really hoping for good comeback next year.
I haven't been to BuckCon the last 2 years because of the I have these things now called kids.
Oh yeah.
So, but I heard it's not quite the Hall of Fame that we were doing.
No, and that's true. I went this year and last year. This year was a little more closer to what it was last year, or what it was or 12, I guess, 12 and back, but yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah, nothing like that Erector video, huh?
No.
No, there's a copy of that floating somewhere.
I have a question. I don't know. I'm just going to throw this out there. Have you ever thought about taking a line that has already been established, but I don't know if you can get the rights to it or want to get the license for it, like let's say in Humanoids? It's a potentially dead series. No one's really doing anything with it. I don't know who owns the rights to it, but like bringing it back to life and bringing it, modernizing it or maybe and creating something with it more.
All right, so I'll give you some info on that. Hasbro owns the rights to Inhumanoids.
Okay, so
it's something that I worked on while I was there. But because Marvel has the Inhumans, they had asked Hasbro to change the name to Primordia. So the Earth Core was still there. The main Earth Core characters were there, but it was a completely different idea. You didn't have the classic villains from the original TV series, unfortunately. You didn't have Tendril, who everybody loved, or Decompose, or the Retaro guy, Metlar. Yeah. So and there was a monster on the side of good, and we only got a little sneak of it in the Unity comic book that was at New York Comic Con, where I think you see Tunrar, who was this ancient mystic who was infected by what the animals were. But yeah, unfortunately, there came down the mandate that new IP was being cut, and so all the work we kind of had done on that and a few other lines, like Mask, just kind of went in the trash, unfortunately. But ultimately, what we want to do, there are some licenses out there. We've spoken to licensors about using certain things. We wanna do licensed figures, but not in the 6.5-inch style. We have a completely different idea on how we want to do them. I don't know if we'll get any carryover from fans of this stuff. I kind of doubt it, but there's a niche out there that needs to be filled, and there are certain properties that haven't been minimized to their full extent.
Yeah.
So we're trying to just get the capital with this, so we can keep this going, but at the same time, funnel that money into what we really want to do. And this was just the means of getting there, again, because people know some of us, they interact with some of us before conventions, and so we kind of just see this as a stepping stone to doing another thing.
Cool.
You being a fan of Sectars and myself as well, any type of maybe Sectars kind of inspired figures in the future, maybe? Or have you ever thought of maybe even doing it?
We definitely have some Sectar reference on the wall. I'm a big fan of Sectars. I have almost every figure in the package, including the European packagings. I have every Inhumanoid figure. So there are things out there that I want to see get reinvented and remade, and there's certain things that are tied up in licenses, or this company owns part of this company owns part of that, and I'll give you an analogy. The original Robots in Disguise cartoon show. Disney owns the cartoon show, but Hasbro owns the toy line, so neither one can release it on DVD, unfortunately. So there's a lot of properties out there that are kind of stuck in that limbo, unfortunately. And part of the group that I was at Hasbro, HasLab, our job was to kind of say, okay, well, what do we own from this brand and this brand and this brand? Should we pursue that other company to potentially purchase the rest of this? One of those big projects was Micronauts. And one of the things that kind of fell through the floor was a character called Bug, which constantly shows up in the Marvel Universe, even though his first appearance was in the Micronauts comic book. So when we were kind of relaunching the idea of Micronauts at the office, we thought, what if we replace Bug with a Sectar? And we kind of bridge that gap. So I'm a big Sectars fan.
Old Coleco, man. They also did the Starcom, which is a really cool line. So.
And they did the Rambo line too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone else in here, they said try some of the old Remco brands out. Yeah, so. Yeah, toy politics, man. Anything else you guys have for Rick? No? All right. Rick, I know that you said today you got in the app, the ab crunch and stuff like that. So I'm going to click on you and you kind of show that off because you said some people were asking about it.
Yeah. So again, this is us listening to the feedback that's out there. They wanted more articulation in the chest part of the figure. So we showed the ab crunch off on Jet Strike, but here it is for Boneyard. I just got this in the mail today. Obviously, it's unpainted. I haven't even assembled it with the other figure yet, but here it is. This is how it works. It's a ball joint, so this is removable, and you can take a ball joint part from another figure, replace it, add a different color to it. But there it is, and here's the back. These are 5mm pegs right here on the back, so you can put some weapons on them. And he's got a nice range of motion now. Plus, he'll have a mushroom cap at the bottom, so he'll have a nice turning motion on the waist.
Ooh, nice.
So sending this off to get painted on Monday.
Awesome. Well, Rick, I want to thank you for coming on, and definitely, you guys are interested in following the 2.0 relaunch of PlayWithThisToo, go follow them on Twitter and their Facebook page. So that's where you're going to get all your updates. Plus, anytime they put something up new on Facebook, we usually share it on my Facebook page as well. But gonna let you guys know whenever the start date goes and where you can go and I guess kickstart it, or what do you call it? Donate or pledge?
Yeah, pledge. So So. Thank you for having me on. Sorry about the internet. I'm really sorry about the internet
That's the next
connection.
Kickstarter.
But yes, hopefully that one will get funded. So I can get a I'm on AOL dial-up right now.
Dude, our buddy Charles is like, Rick, I know the struggle, man. So,
yeah, if there's a strong wind, it'll go out. So, all right, guys. Thanks again for having me on. Okay.
Oh, definitely.
All right, take care.
All right, so last week, Jaim wasn't with us. We had Pete Sinclair on, which that video did pretty good. Actually, Pete was like, yo, where's Victory Saber 77? I was like, oh, he went in there for sure. He was like, oh, well, that's the whole reason I decided to come. So I guess I'll leave. I mean, Dakota had to buy like 5 subscriptions just to keep him on the show. So.
Okay.
It ain't easy having these pockets and pieces of these pockets.
But it's good to have all 3 of us back. I did forget to lock the screen last week, so I apologize. It's a mistake I make like once every, 100 videos or something like that, or 50 videos. So I got it locked. Screen share. Just wanted to double check.
I liked it. It was fun. I like seeing Dakota's reaction and all that.
Well, we got some more stuff for Dakota as
Oh.
far as the subscription service stuff, but this
Yeah.
is it Melvin Scott again?
Yes, it is.
Okay, for their collection spotlight. Some nice G.I. Joe stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the first too. Again, on the collection spotlight, it doesn't have to be Transformer related. It can be, as long as it's within the realm of collecting. G.I. Joe, Dragon Ball Z, Marvel.
We
want to
like
see
it
it.
all. Yeah, we
Yeah.
like it all.
Star Wars Black, series, or just Star Wars in general, vintage. Showcase it.
Even if you have GoBots, I don't mind showing the picture of that.
Masters of the Universe, classic She-Ra, Gem. Go for it. That means you, Marzo. We're asking for your picks from you, Marzo.
You collect Halo figures, like I'll appreciate that too, but I feel like I'm one of like 2.5 people left.
Smaller minority than Beast Wars fans.
Spawn?
Dude, it is the struggle. Well, I mean, for lack of a better word, they suck. But I mean, that's for a different day and time.
There's a GoBot.
There's Leader 1. Awesome.
Put World right next to him.
How's that kicker?
Oh,
not
nice.
bad.
He's got to ride that.
Yeah. It's hard being disciplined to keep stuff in package.
Yeah, no
Just wanna rip
kidding.
it out. Oh, he's got the Dreadnought set. Road Pig there.
That's sweet.
And Tyrannus Xandar, all of them. Oh, that's cool.
I'd love to
Oh,
have
nice.
all the G.I. Joe stuff. It's just, God, there's so much of it, and the vehicle, it gets so expensive that...
Oh, yeah, dude. After vintage and then vehicles and all that.
Yeah, they take up quite a bit of space.
Them
Trying
Joe's
to
the
track
worst
it all
in the world.
down. Jeez.
A buddy of mine, he has the flag, and he was selling it, and he wasn't selling it, and he was. Dude, that flag, it looks so awesome. It's so huge.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Little flying
Classics.
group, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he put all the flyers together. They got some
They're on
Marvel
top
in
of
there,
the
too.
box. On top of the jet. Okay, well.
What?
I was wondering who that was on top of the Jetfire box.
Some type of little Iron Man type of
Yeah.
figure?
Looks like it.
Got a little bit of Binary Wars love going on.
Whoops.
That's awesome. Little Darkhawk back there. Ooh, he's got the Slaughter. That is
Oh, yeah.
awesome. That's a pricey figure. San Diego Comic-Con cartoon Slaughter.
Oh, wow.
Jinx from the movie. Cool.
I like looking at the Joe stuff. It's always
Oh, I
fun to
know.
look at Joe stuff in collection, especially when you're looking at vintage stuff or even some of the more modern stuff. It's cool to see all the cool designs that they came up with.
Having like a whopping 3 G.I. Joe figures, like, I don't know, I love it. It's like something I just want to dive into. And of course, like, 2 of those are, crossovers, and I have like 1 Snake Eyes, and it's one of the inferior of the Snake Eyes that they ever put out, in my opinion. Yeah, the Joe stuff is great. It makes such a great display.
Oh, yeah.
Then whenever you start army building any of the Vipers or the Troopers,
Yep.
Oh, I want to get a Joe concept. Like, it's pushing me that much closer to it. Oh, nice, Death's Head. Is it Death's? Yes.
Yep.
I never found Gears.
You never did.
I never did.
I only found him once. Oh, is this?
You know, they skipped Protectobots in my area. Like, I went to Target not too long ago, and there's the new Wave 5, I think is what it's called.
Oh, it's Sunstreaker and Prowl and all them.
Oh, look who we're sharing it from.
This right here's the money. Dude, like, you know, seeing this, like, you know, I mean, of course, like, we knew what it would look like, but alt mode, like, really fits, because I didn't know what Combiner Wars looked like. So it was like Christmas morning for me. Like, all the Combiner Wars stuff was like pretty new, because I'd never really paid attention to it. But I like that he comes with the RC weapons to kind of give him, like, that much more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to it a lot more than what I did. And Jesse posted some pictures. I want to say Jesse posted pictures on Cybertron of what the weapons all kind of look like, pegged in different ways, and it's cool. Like, it's cool they added that little quote unquote weapons pack. So I'm kind of hoping he's the first one to ship. I think he needs
First one to ship.
Yeah,
He's probably going to be like the
he's probably going to be
one.
the last one.
Because you do that whole thing to where you pay installments. If you stop paying, they don't ship anymore. So the first one is like Impactor, Needle Nose, and Spinister. That would be a poor decision. Those were the first ones to sell out.
I'm just saying.
6 will be Bludgeon, so you can't put them together. So there's the end of the limbs, but you don't have the torso, and then you get the mystery one.
I'm just saying, like, they're probably going to give us the 4 limbs, and then Impactor, and then Bludgeon in the last one. With that being my luck. But, man, just ship Impactor first. Like, I want it pretty bad.
You know, and this is what Pete was talking about. All the extra paint detail, you don't get that with the, a retail release.
No.
No, there's no kid that's going to...
So, in more cases... There's a lot of cases in which they'll do more paint apps than Takara.
Oh yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, their Barricade. That had quite a bit of paint apps on it.
Yeah.
That was a nice figure.
I'm like looking all over my room trying to find other stuff.
Now Windsweeper, I think that he might be one of the ones that are probably one of the earlier ones to go.
I don't know. I like the way that looks, but again. I haven't had, 4 of these things in my collection, 4 of this mold in my collection, because I don't collect Combiner Wars. So I'm like, oh, that looks good. Yeah, I'm going to like that. It's going to be new, fresh.
Yeah, for all of us, we're like, oh, yay, great. Another one.
I mean, it's definitely, like, you're going to have Bludgeon and the secret figure towards the end, and then you also know towards the end you're going to have Impactor and then Spinister and Needle Nose.
What if they throw us for a 180 and send Bludgeon first?
Yeah.
Think about that, huh?
That would be cool.
Who did we get first this? Oh yeah, we got Karzak first this year, I think.
Yeah, I mean he still looks good and stuff like that, but I want those dual target masters, man.
I don't see a whole lot of people separating these sets though. Like, why would you want to buy one combiner then component? I don't know. That's me.
Well, these guys didn't. They never originally combined, so...
Well, they do now, so... You like that, don't you?
Well, I mean, it's true, but I think it's funny at the same time, because, like, Jaim, which way would you set the guys on your shelf? Would you have them all combined up, or would you have them individually?
For these guys, I'd have them individually, because it's my team.
Considering that you had space, taken into consideration. Because a lot of people, they're like, well, I really don't have any choice but to put it in combined mode because I ain't got the room for it. But, yeah, so...
Honestly, like, I don't know, I'll probably display them all in their individual forms, but then, like, a few weeks later, go combine them. I don't know, I like to kind of rearrange stuff more often than not,
Are you trying to tell us that you actually play with your stuff?
Well, yeah.
Oh, because Jaim and we just take it out of the package and put it on the shelf.
Yep. You mean to tell me I'm the only one that plays with myself?
I don't play with it until I review it.
Yeah, I transform it a couple of times. I review it. I maybe take some pictures, and then it sits on the shelf. Most of the time, never to be touched again. So.
I'll be honest with you. How much did Masterpiece Starsaver cost? $140?
About $160.
Okay, whatever. Still more than $100.
Yeah.
I didn't spend that kind of money just to look at it. You know what I mean? If I were like that, dude, I wouldn't have Transformers. I'd go out and buy like a Bentley or a Jaguar.
I buy my toys to keep the dust off the shelves. That's how I buy my toys.
But would you actually drive that Bentley or Jaguar? See, Jaim and I, we would just leave it in the garage and
like maybe
take pictures of
one
it.
Sunday out of a month.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, what do you think about this guy?
Love it.
Yeah. See, I would actually want to have two of them. I like the combined look, which I'm sure we're going to look at here in a second.
Yeah.
But I kind of want different limbs to make it all kind of, I don't know, more unison because of the character that we're going to see in the combined mode.
Yeah.
That's
I
all.
agree. I really this is like I think the first time I've wanted doubles of the entire subscription service. But I mean I don't have that kind of cash, but yeah.
Because I really like this. I like the look of Legend there.
Yeah.
But I like what they did with the combine. But
All right. Well, it's time to bring it
The
up.
name. I like the name too. Thunder Mayhem. That's
Yep.
that's so metal, you know what I mean? And then you got the Thunderwing homage, and
Yeah.
like I still of the few classics generations figures I have, I still have my Thunderwing, and
Good.
I'm gonna love it. Like I'm gonna love kind of like displaying both of these together, like throwing him in there with the rest of the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you saying metal, it reminds me with the eye makeup around his on Thunderwing there, like, Ozzy or someone,
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
know, or
I'm telling
Alice
you.
Cooper.
This is definitely
Zorro.
the first, probably the only Combiner Wars toy I'm going to get behind that isn't a straight up direct repaint of the same characters into the same characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm liking it.
Kari says, question, Primal, do you play with your Randy?
Kari, dude, you know better. Everybody knows better. Of course I play with my dude. Like, I like to live dangerously.
Don't you have two of them because you
No.
shattered one on camera or something?
No, I didn't shatter one on camera. That was like 2 or 3 other people. But every now and again, dude, like I'll pick him up and just like take a deep breath and just flip down his tail to transform him, and just kind of like inspect it and like okay, and then I'll pull it back up and transform him again, carefully of course, because I like to rush. I like the adrenaline rush.
There you go.
But
I like to rush through like transforming Shocker because I like to see all the flakes on my hands because it looks like I have all this cool
like a glitter
stuff.
party? Yeah.
Yes, it's always fun.
I'm just looking at Randy right now, like I'll fall off the shelf because I have him closer to the edge too. I'm telling you, man, I'm close to the wall with my gold blasted.
I love to transform my G2 slingshot into combined mode and see if the head will support. Smack it in there and like, come on, combine.
Like, you see Dakota all, like, playing with his Randy from behind him, and all it looks like, from behind him, you don't see him playing with Randy, but you think, like, is he, like, sanding down, like, some huge piece of wood? Because all I see is, like, dust, like, popping up all over.
You just have the snout and all of it. The rest of it is just a pile of dust around. It's like, there he is.
I have the robot limbs, like the thighs, upper arms. That's it.
All right, for Takara, looks like they're going to be coming up with another repaint of this guy.
Oh, what's this supposed to be?
This is like one of the coolest, I think, designs that Transformers has released in the past few years.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Who is it, or what is it supposed to be? Like, what's that for? I'm very curious.
Well, you don't see the like really colorful.
The Transformers Adventures line, or part of the new RID.
Adventures, I believe. Old Takara.
Yeah. It looks. Yeah, I like the. I don't know. I'm like you. I like the mold, but if it's not a pirate, I like one.
And I actually like this mold a lot better than the first edition Viacom mold too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, me too.
You mean Batman Viacom?
Yeah.
All right, Transformers Asia. Gonna be doing the Thundercracker. Some better pictures.
Or you can go to your local Toys R Us and find them there as well.
I don't think he's still available at Toys R Us, but I think you can still get Sunstorm and Acid Storm.
You can get Silver Streak.
Yeah.
Got lots of those here locally.
Oh, Blue Streak came in today, or it started hitting all the places. So
yeah, I saw that. This is nice if you really are a fan of the cartoon accurate look, the baby blue, but I don't know. I mean, but Hasbro Asia, that's cool. They also did the Skywarp, so I don't know.
unless they want to hack some prices, I think I'm good with my Hasbro release.
This one won't come with the stand either. Like, well, at least the Hasbro one came with the stand.
Yeah. Yeah, the stand is such a... That's a big deal to me. I want the stand. So.
And now you know how I am with my phone.
All right, getting into third-party Generations toy. These guys look pretty solid.
Yeah.
You got the space there for the emblem as well. So
he's very like bulky. I don't in a good way, like kind of squat and just wow, yeah.
One, I'm not a big fan of the TFC Hercules. I know some people love it, so I'm not talking down on it, but it's my least favorite. I've got the Make Toys Green Giant, where I think in combined mode it looks fantastic. Individually, they're pretty good. This looks so much better. I know we've seen prototypes, but I want to see it all painted up, with all these little extra details that you see here. And you see here, I want to see all that in its combined mode. This might be the Devastator.
Yeah.
If you want to go a third-party route.
This thing's going to be huge, isn't it? We already saw pictures of it. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Also, the Make Toys, it's a smaller one, so. I'm liking that.
Yeah. It's cool that they're showcasing 2 at a time, or they're doing the 2 here instead of just 1. Looks like.
You can see the feet look a little more evenly proportioned, whereas like I know on Hercules, which is the one I had, like one stuck out way more than the other unless you mess with it a little bit. Hercules, like I don't know, I liked Hercules' aesthetic. It was very IDW aesthetic, but man, it's just a pain getting that dude to stand.
Yeah.
Taking a look at them individually and their alt modes. I mean, just all the nice little paint here with the the red here, the little caution things here, the silver here.
Yeah, I prefer having all that stuff painted on instead of having a sticker. It's nice.
Yeah.
Or an aftermarket sticker to make it look like that.
And I mean, if you even look in here, there's some silver for the little hydraulics and stuff going through there, and same as here. So, I'm a big fan of the detail.
Is that the gun that becomes the exhaust pipe on the farm?
Yeah, that you're probably right there. And Mixmaster, like even the windshield wipers.
Yeah.
Might have to reevaluate whether I want to keep the Make Toys Devastator, because I like, and until now I really haven't seen one that I think really competed with Make Toys. as far as the way he looked in Devastator mode. This one looks really good.
That's cool that it opens.
Yeah, it's like
Makes
a
it
little bit more. Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Oh, there we go.
Fans Project. So, this one's. Are they gonna be doing a TFCon exclusive? The Diaclone version.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yep. I hope, but I'm also worried about that version too.
I don't know if I should actually like take a red-eye flight down there on a Friday, then Saturday, pick up a couple, and just fly back Saturday. But,
Well, if you are, I want one.
no, I'm
No, you're not joking. You're gonna do that, dude. You've already committed to doing it now.
This is the one that comes with the badass throne, doesn't it?
Yep. See, that's what I'm worried about.
Oh,
I don't think the
man.
Diaclone version is going to come with that throne. I think this is a retail exclusive.
Oh, so you're gonna get two?
Yeah.
That's it. Got him.
Yeah, I'll do it for that. Bolar was tempting because of the replacement part and some other stuff, but this is, I'd like to have that throne.
Dude, if someone would just make a throne for the Hasbro Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, like that'd make me pretty happy. That way, I don't know, have multiple Grimlocks.
Remember we had him on like a long time ago, but there was a guy overseas that was making that, the throne.
Yeah.
Was it Versus Forge?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it costs so much to make and ship and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was awesome looking, but
A lot of that's going to be chromed out on the Diaclone, and they're going to change, obviously, the red hip waist piece there to a blue.
right.
But I wish he had the more IDW base, or the head. It kind of looks like it has the teeth on the side of his cheeks. The mouth
Oh
blade.
yeah.
Looks good, though. The Gatling guns, that's awesome. I like that. Or miniguns, whatever. Oh, there we go.
All right, and these are the test shot. So
Kokoryu. Yay.
get an idea what those shells are gonna look like.
Yeah, the pre-orders are up for the robots, but nothing about the shells yet. Which kind of sucks. Supposedly the Pretenders are going to be coming out next month.
Check that out.
TFCon
cool.
Charlotte exclusive. How bad? Like how mad would that make you?
It would suck. That would so bad. But that's cool that they got this guy.
You're buying a lot of Fans Project stuff. Do you just?
Yeah. I've bought a ton of Fans Pro. Yeah, I've been buying it like crazy. Because it's the chug collector in me. I like what they have, so that's what I'm doing. This one's awesome too. I like the fact that you get the other guy's the torso, and this guy's an arm. So you kind of have some type of connection. So I would like to have a leg, but but it's cool. I like it. Yoni. They're Yoko Ryu, or whatever his name is, the team. It's just exciting to get finally a Japanese type of character.
Well, we did get Lao Convoy.
Yeah, Lao Convoy, but we got Lao Convoy or iterations of that character through Hasbro too at times.
Yeah.
Lao Convoy was released by Hasbro as a mail away, the actual figure back in the day. Yep.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Did you guys get in your perfect effect,
Next week.
Leonidas?
Next
Oh,
week.
I
You'll
haven't
be
got
here
it yet.
next week.
Unfortunately,
Next week.
unfortunately, the money that I had for that got funneled into the Xbox One. So, and
Why'd you go
Halo,
that route,
the
man?
Halo, and I pre-ordered the Halo 5 Guardians Limited Collector's Edition,
Ooh.
and then like the Halo 5 toys and stuff like that. I don't know, like it all just, I'm like, and I may have a little bit coming in for that. So fingers crossed.
Couldn't buy anything on the anniversary vacation and stuff. That was for me. So I
That
had to
combine
do
mode
that.
is great.
I had to do that later, but yeah, that looks good. Arms are like little skipped out on the gym on the old bicep and arms, but
Right here.
it's all good, I guess.
He's all shoulder and forearm, just like
All shoulders, and he's got just huge like calves.
He does not
You know?
skip leg day. Actually,
No.
that's the only day he does. So
He's a leaper. He's probably got mad hops. I would love to see how he scales next to like MP, like Star Saber, or someone from the Victory line or something. But
yeah.
that's a cool face sculpt too. You hate the face too, Lala? I thought it was pretty cool looking. All right, and Dude Fans Project, like, they don't announce anything for like what a year for the Headmasters, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we're coming out with Croc. Oh, by the way, it's going to be available this month." And it's like, dude, I ain't got the money for that, man. So it's like, where's the pre-order system to where it's like, hey, you know, here's this figure coming up. That way you can budget stuff and.
I can see they've been reading my emails. See, I sent them this bulletproof primal selfish plan. Awesome.
how to maximize profit right away to move on to the next project.
Customer service, that's for losers. Just jump into your next thing.
Yeah, I couldn't even put Croc, pre-order him because I was like, dude, there's like too much stuff. Like next month starts I think, what is it, September to December? It's just, Jaim, you know, with the animated stuff, with Masterpiece stuff, with the Hot Toys and everything else. It's just
you got
like
the Star Wars.
Yeah, all the Star Wars stuff, the $100 and whatever TIE Fighter, so which they'll repaint. So
Yep.
I was like, man, Fans Project, come on, you could have gave us a few months at least. But what we've seen this guy before. What do you think? I think one of you guys were like, cool, and the other one was like, nah.
I don't like it. That was me.
Okay, of course it was you.
Who was there? Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know why I don't like it. Like, I honestly cannot give a coherent reason. Something about it. I don't know if it's the propellers or. And it may just be like I never really cared for the character to begin with. Like, I never really liked the way he looked. I don't know. It's something's just a little bit off. I don't know why, but it just is.
I'm the exact opposite. I think it looks good. I think it looks better than the Smart Robin. I like the Combs Robin or whatever the Sonic Bomber one that they did because I think it fits better with that character. But because I like the Generations, the Hasbro Brainstorm. I think that's a really good.
I never
found that
character. That. I really that's one I kind of wanted to pick up.
Sorry.
The front end, I just kind of wish that was a little bit different. The front end looks kind of weird.
But I do like this. I like this guy. Especially if you're already invested in this line, you're just happy that you're finally getting more of them. So hopefully Hardhead will be right around the corner because the Decepticons are going to be done. Horicons, maybe 2017 after Warbots that they're going back to also.
I don't think the Headmasters, just the like the original, not getting into the juniors, but I think they're not going to finish the Headmasters until like 2019 or something like that. maybe 2018. Who knows? One thing I wanted to address in the comments. Let's see. Triple Changer Octane says Browning. I discovered him hitting the random article button on TF Wiki. This I don't know why they chose to name him Browning. There actually is a G1 Transformer Japanese character named Browning. He's a small little gun, and he's absolutely adorable.
Adorable. I knew you were gonna say that.
Dude, it's such an
Like one of my favorite overused words. Whenever I see something cute, I'm like, oh, that's adorable. But
He's actually 1/1 scale, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
I mean, he's he's in. It is Super Guy Master Force, yeah.
Yeah. He's
So-
Cancer's little friend,
His little pet.
or Squeeze Play.
So that's who that character actually is. This is a third party, so Browning. They're not the same characters. Basically, what I want to make sure everyone understands.
Well, it's got to be some type of play on the words. I just can't think of it right now. Something, but this is something that looks pretty decent because it doesn't look like it has the candy coating.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tulala is all excited about this one right here.
With Mandy, aka Rosanna. Doesn't come with a Melissa or any of those, or Marissa as we call her here, but those characters. But that looks good.
Now I think we just saw like that picture last week. I was like, well, this one looks like something Jaim would pick up. So.
Oh yeah. I think KFC finally. I don't know. I'm not trying to dog on KFC, but it just seems like they're really good at, like, they have good ideas, but how they execute them, it goes out the window, or some way. But I think that they're going to do a good job on this one, and hopefully they reissue Transistor with just normal red plastic, not this nice little chippy metallic.
You don't like that candy red?
Well, I mean, I guess for me, I take it out of the box. As long as it's in robot mode, I don't have to transform it. I stick it on the shelf. So yeah, I guess it's okay. But sometimes,
I can't believe you don't ever transform it. Like, I don't know.
no, I do at times. But when you want to break out some cardboard and you want to have Blaster there, you gotta have him in Ghetto Blaster mode. But it's like I don't want him to chip and flake and all that.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. There's some stuff, and I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna touch it.
But yeah, I haven't touched Apollyon. I haven't even transformed that guy. I don't care. He looks good. I don't need to be packing heat or anything. So
Jaim is one of the few people that when he gets a transformer in, and then when he opens it out of the package, he's like, oh god, I gotta transform this.
damn, it's not in robot mode. Oh, crap, this sucks.
This is why I hate Transformers.
There goes my whole Saturday, right there, and I'm gonna have to sit here for trying to decipher these instructions.
He takes his old person glasses out and sets them on the rim of his nose, has his monocle handy for whenever one of his good eyes goes out.
My hands are cramping up. Oh, can't do it. Kids, come here. Help dear old dad.
Oh, she's got the little hearts. Come
Yep.
on, Joel, you don't like that?
That looks good.
He says it doesn't have enough paint.
Oh, it's not pink enough? Because Rosanna was more pink. This is looks more like flip sides
It's kind of white.
kind of color.
Were any of
They
these
have
real
the
characters?
hearts on there?
Yeah, they had the hearts. Rosanna had
Okay,
the hearts.
I thought you were just like giving out fake names.
No, Rosanna is from the Kiss Player series. She's a singer, part of the with Glit and Sundor
Yeah.
packaging.
You lost me, so I'll just sit here.
So flip
Hey,
sides
look-
from the Jakar hobby. Ooh, what
Look,
stinger?
look, Primal Sabbath, it's some type of beast.
It's Scorponok. Wonder when we're gonna see a third-party company do a Fusor.
Oh, dude.
Quick Strike.
Come on, Rick. Make that Tiger Hawk.
Silverbolt.
Silverbolt needs an update out of all of them. Like, he needs it the absolute worst.
Silverbolt. Dude, Hasbro just came out with one of those things. Battle Wars.
See, the one they came out with, though, was inferior. So, yeah. It wasn't a wolf-eagle, like, hybrid mixture cluster thing. So,
Oh, you mean basically kind of like the KO of Silverbolt.
Okay, oh gosh.
Okay. X Transbots. Got a wind charger and tailgate. Kind of been looking at this through the process.
yeah.
A lot of people are saying they want a kit.
Oh, I'd take a kit and a car out of those two.
So, yeah, the Firebird looks really nice. Like, I just stick a little Pontiac logo on it. Stick the Firebird. It ought to come with, like, a Firebird handbook wrap. That'd be tight. Or sticker, I mean.
Oh yeah, you think they can get away, like, as far as third party, like, hey, as long as it's just a sticker and we don't actually have it on the vehicle, that way, hey, it's all up to the user at that point.
I'd pick it up just for that. Just 'cause, I mean, I have a red Camaro, which isn't quite the Firebird. The
Right.
Firebird isn't quite the Camaro, but I mean, they're the same frame, same engine, same all that goodness. I'd totally pick it up if only for that.
Now, I'm sure this is just test shots and stuff because
Right.
the red doesn't really flow with each other. It's like Lambor all over again.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
right there on the hood and on the door panels and stuff, or above the tire.
I mean, that's what's 80s about it. You know what I
dude,
mean?
that looks
That's what's
exactly
80s.
like-
It's been sitting in a grass lot somewhere for a little bit.
You never see a third gen Firebird, or a third gen Firebird just kind of like the same color all around. There's going to be some discrepancies here and there.
some pieces picked up from the wrecking yard and stuff. A quarter panel
Like just
here, a
this little
fender
bit of
there.
Krylon Farmer's Red painted on it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Now, what's up with the huge amount of heel spur there?
All in the back.
Yeah, it's longer than his foot.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that maybe folds up. It looks like it can fold up.
Yeah. Probably, like right here it would be a pin, and this would swing and can fit in there.
Yeah, or something fold down underneath, or
Looks like he may
Back or
have
something.
quite a bit of weight on his back, so you might need that heel spur.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Still, it's kind of an eyesore.
I would
Got
think
skis.
you'd be able to swing this up under here, and it being die cast to still give him a stability to still stand and have some decent poses.
Yeah.
Head sculpt doesn't look too bad. But I've never been a huge Wind Charger fan. The reveal the shield is pretty decent.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic on the reveal of the shield a lot more, personally, but yeah.
Now I get this. I need to get Bad Cubes, Brawny, and then I need to get Dakatoy's Kronos, and then I need to get some type of like Insecticons that I can recreate that one scene, Fire in the Sky, or whatever that one was when they're just teaming up against the Insecticons. There we go. Dreams can happen. They can come true. All right. That's it. That's all the news.
That's it. That's
Oh,
it,
man.
man. It's been a couple of short
I
weeks.
came back from vacay, and there's no this is not going to even be an hour and a half, 2 hour show.
That's alright, because your buddy PrimalSabbath's hungry.
Hey, I can make sure we get an hour and a half. I got a couple things here. Now, if you guys have a question or topic, make sure that you put question in capital letters in the very beginning, and we will cover those. But I do, because we kind of, as far as like movie news and stuff like that, I wanted to kind of get into movies a little bit, and we could probably discuss these even more on Aftercast. But are you excited about more video game series being made into movies? So like we hear with the with the Borderlands, they're doing that. They're doing Uncharted. There's that Rampage game that was for the NES. That's gonna have
I
The
look
Rock.
forward to. I look forward to Rampage so much.
Isn't that with The Rock though?
Yeah, that's with The Rock. So.
I used to look forward to the Rampage movie so much.
I'm looking forward to Uncharted. Hopefully, it's done right. Now,
I'll say this, man. As long as they're done with the kind of precision, I don't know. Again, I'm just gonna go back to Halo. They did Forward Unto Dawn, which was all kind of managed in studio, and then they did the Nightfall mini series that came out into pretty much a movie. Dude, as long as these video game companies kind of keep a grasp on Hollywood, I think they'll be perfect. But if they let Hollywood be Hollywood, well, you know how that turns out.
Yeah.
Well, Jaim, he does watch the Resident Evil movies, so.
Damn right I do.
He's not too much of a stickler for.
I even watched the Mortal Kombat movies if need be. I like the Street Fighter, that Assassins one. That was pretty good, but that was a series. But yeah. Well, here's the thing. Do you like the video games? Would you rather see more video games than remakes of classic movies? Coming back around for another, Big Trouble in Little China with The Rock. I'd rather see
some video game movies, which kind of leads into the part 2 of it. What games would you like to see made as a movie? Just the 3 that I put down is Tomb Raider. I know that they've already done that before, but it was still kind of cheese. It was very 90s. The way that they did it. I want one where they're doing it, kind of more like they are today, to where, if you just take the story that was in the video game, the newest one, and put that into movie form, excellent. But I also put on here that I think this would be awesome. BioShock. It's all that underwater world. Oh, dude, BioShock would be so awesome. And you'd hit a lot of genres there with that movie, and I was going to say God of War.
Oh, I was going to say that too.
Okay, so that's the only 3 I'm taking there. So
that'd be The Rock again, probably playing.
Oh God.
It would be.
Man, I don't know. I only play, I literally play 2 or 3 video games. You know what I mean? It's I play the Halo series, the Assassin's Creed series. I'm getting pretty big into Destiny, but there's no way you can make a movie with that. It's all, how you, the player, kind of did. It wouldn't happen. If it did, it'd be dumb. I don't know. I guess a movie based off the. Can we go with video game based books? Can we do that? Can we add a clause in there or something like that?
For you, sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Right.
So you can contribute to the conversation. We've given you several options
because
here.
I would not I wouldn't be able to, man. But
you always got to take the PrimalSabbath approach, where you're
Well, what can I get out of this? Yeah. If they could make movies based off of the Forerunner books, the Halo Forerunner trilogy books, just a good 3 movies out of it. I'd look forward to that.
So basically, Halo is your answer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. More Halo.
Okay. All right. Jaim, what were you thinking? Are some of the ones that we both agreed on were BioShock and God of War. What would you want to see in those? Because do you think it needs to be big budget? Do you think that it would be successful? I mean, obviously, if they did BioShock, a few years back in its prime of popularity, I think that would have been extremely successful because all ages played that.
Yeah.
I think God of War would need a big budget to do it right. You know what I mean?
kind of like a Clash of the Titans type thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, and especially in 3D. Oh man, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
See that IMAX and all that. But yeah, I think you're gonna need the budget. I mean, special effects is gonna come into play and everything else. But other movies that I think need to be made is Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear would be, I think, really kind of cool because you already have this really drawn out movie already that you're kind of the game is, essentially. It seems like. Metroid, space, you know, Mother Brain, Samus. I think that would be really cool. Female heroine character also. We don't have a lot of those. And then, like, again, Heavenly Sword, another female character. I think that would be kind of cool. Or Fear or something to hit up the Resident Evil genre. But I don't know. There's a lot of potential out there. I just feel that the fallback is comic book or, hey, I think we should bring back Jaws, or, you know, let's take some of those things and bring it back. And they don't really hit the gaming market as much, which is kind of weird. Or if they do, it's kind of a cheesy movie like Dead or Alive. It's like a fighting game or something.
Silent Hill or something like that.
Yeah, which can spawn like 5 different, you know, movies, it seems like, and they have the budget to do that, but they won't, like, do one great movie in some other kind of game or something. But
that's what kind of puzzles me, is because you look at a couple of ones here before we get into it. Some people are saying, Cardi said a Beast Wars movie. Nope.
Of course.
Live action Beast Wars movie is what he said, so no on that. But I hear a couple of people saying Minecraft. That would need to be some kind of like animated film, I think. Even though a lot of adults play that and stuff, I think the main crowd is children.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton says Legend of Zelda. He also said Metroid as well. Kari said Metroid is a great idea. So, and Kari says, movie, though. If God of War was done, it needs to be rated R. I agree with that.
Oh, it better be rated R. I mean,
yeah, it's like Deadpool, you know.
Just run the same Deadpool campaign with God of War. It'll all work out.
But as far as, you know, you look at the biggest movies now, and they're comic book-based movies, and those are the ones that are like everybody's going to go see. The biggest draw on YouTube, I think, right now is video games. You know, they have conventions and stuff just like the Comic-Cons and stuff like that. They have, you know, PAX. They have, you know, all these other ones that I think they've been happening all during the summer. And that you're going to get that younger demographic, and you're going to get, like, all of them. You say you're coming out with one of these movies, but you're also going to get the draw of, because there's a lot of people our age that are into gaming, you know? So you're going to get our draw as well, and then just some casual fan where, like, hey, that trailer looked pretty cool. So I think if they put the budget into it that it needed to do a God of War, a Legend of Zelda, a BioShock, something like that, then they could make really big money off of it if they do it correctly. Yeah. Curious to see what Uncharted looks like, because that's my favorite video game series ever. So.
Do you think there's a stereotype with gaming movies? Because majority of them, my opinion, really didn't excel at the box office, or if they went straight to video. I mean, you look at like some of the Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. You had a Super Mario. You had some of these ridiculous type of movies that were based off of video games, and people just think of them being more like B movies, or just like, they're just gonna tank.
I think a lot of that has to do with, in my opinion, the companies didn't really have as tight of a grasp on their property as they should have when those movies were being made. Resident Evil, I think, it's able to stand out on its own because people are into zombies. People have been into zombies pretty heavily. So I think that's why it's kind of an exception. But as far as the other ones, I think it's these companies, they just kind of let Hollywood ruin it for them. And I don't know. That's my opinion on it. If they would have been more interactive in the process, I think it would have been different.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with budget. Also, to me, whenever you watch a lot of the movies, it's like you feel like the person that wrote the story for it maybe played the game for 15 minutes and said, okay, now I'm going to go write the script for this. To where if they got more involved and asked the people that did the Tomb Raider film and all the other ones, that did the story behind it, and obviously you want to tell a new story because you don't want the movie is just what the video game is. but you want to tell a new story and be like, how has Laura, evolved and stuff like that. So you'd kind of get into that, and I think that would help them out. One, I think whenever they do these video game movies, they always pick like some cheesy video games that, like, I've never played Dead or Alive or Silent Hill or Resident Evil. I maybe played like a few times. I think, what was it, 2 on PlayStation?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, so those weren't big hits to me. I wouldn't be interested in them. They also came out with Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
that wasn't very good.
Final Fantasy was pretty good. The Emmett Children, I like that, but that was CGI.
I was gonna say I don't think that's a live action. That could be live action. The Advent Children was great.
Yeah.
A couple of people are saying Portal. Actually, quite a few of you guys are saying Portal. I've played it a couple of times. I don't really understand the story. I know it's kind of like a puzzle type game. I maybe played a couple of levels of it, and I was like, it's not for me. Steve Cass has a question. He says, how many more versions of the Bayformers until we get a much-desired reboot of the Transformer movie franchise?
Also known as Beast Wars. Hopefully, maybe 3, maybe 2 more Bayformers movies, and then we'll get that highly sought-out Beast Wars movie.
It'll be by Michael Bay. You're going to see a lot of animals just blowing stuff up like crazy.
Dude, he was able to make the Transformers super popular. I mean, he wants to make my childhood super popular. Yeah, I'm all for it. I don't care how bad he rates it.
Optimus Primals are going for like $400 or $500 on the aftermarket.
Dude, I all of a sudden have this like Holy Grail level burning beast convoy. I'm just like, it's whatever.
I think I saw one Silent Hill movie and I was like, not for me. I'm not really big into the I guess horror movies, if that's what genre you put it under.
Yeah.
I'm not big into those. I like stories, like really good developed stories and characters and stuff like that. More than I like special effects or anything like that. So.
Well, in video games, you're not going to really like in the movie section as much. Because there's really no, it goes to writing. I mean, like what Karyudu said, it's got to have really good writing, and not over fluffed cheese, just to like appease the gaming nerds.
Yeah, so a bunch of fart jokes in there. I'd be like, okay, you just run it. So.
And if you're not familiar with the game, that's the thing I don't think they write for. It's like, let's write this for a piece that they'll enjoy the movie. And then afterwards think, oh, this was off of a game. Maybe I'll go check out the game instead of like, this has nothing to do with the game. I don't like it. I didn't have let's say like Resident Evil. The first one didn't have, let's say, Claire, didn't have Chris. It didn't have a lot of those characters that you played in the first series. It had Alice. It was Alice, and all this other stuff. It had the mansion. It had some of the villains like the liquor and all that, but you didn't. It's just different. But
Kari actually said trivia. The first game to movie was Clue. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That was a good one.
So that's something we can probably pick more up on because you guys have a lot of responses and a lot of good selections in there. So we can pick more up on that on the Aftercast. A couple of other things I wanted to get into is the pre-orders are up for that Mondo TMNT Leonardo figure. The pre-order for just the base one, not the exclusive, which the exclusive is already sold out, which was $10 more, but it is up for $150.
Oh.
That's a little bit more than what I was expecting, to be honest. It's supposed to be kind of like your masterpiece style Ninja Turtle figure, but $150. Is that worth it to you?
If it's masterpiece, yeah, it might be. I don't know. You go ahead.
I mean, just for the 4 turtles, you're gonna be spending $600, and then they've already teased that they've kind of shown that they would do a Krang and a Shredder and I think a Casey Jones as well. So while it'd be great to get all those characters, Playmates, I kind of want you just to keep on with the classics because I want to pick these guys up for 20. Even if you got to raise it up to $25, yeah, man, I'd rather pay that than, you know, dropping $150 plus shipping, you know, for one character.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's going into the realm of hot toys. So, or if you're familiar with, you know, Sideshow Collectibles hot toys and their pricing and stuff, and you're willing to pay for turtles, which you're going to get really well designed and detailed turtles, but are you? I mean, it's not going to have like what you get with a Hot Toys figure, where you're going to have a lot of, you know, I don't know, just accuracy on the actor. You know, this is just, you know, a cartoon, you know, not cartoon, but, you know, it's dude in a suit, you know, essentially. But you do get a lot of accessory pieces, but it is quite expensive. And
Yeah,
is
I'll
it
bring
worth
up
it?
some pictures too. So I mean, you can keep talking, but I can kind of go through the pictures.
But my biggest concern is the quality, but they do look really nice. I mean, as far as the individual turtles themselves, the different heads that you can get, all of that. It's just one of those, you're going to have to go into another payment system, and you're going to be spending money on. So Masterpiece, this, third party, if you're into Masters of the Universe Classics, you go into the Thundercats, it's another piece of the pie.
And I mean, you do get quite a few accessories, but it's just, oh, I don't know, that price is so it's a little high there.
If you can afford it, I would do it. I mean, I think it's,
Oh, I think it's awesome looking.
yeah, I think it's worth it.
Another thing I wanted to pull up, you know, you already have the Spider Gremlin. Looks like that from, you know, Gremlins 2, but it looks like they're going to do a deluxe figure of the Bat.
Hmm.
So, did you buy the Spider Gremlin?
No, I didn't get touch the Gremlin series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't either. I'd like a little gizmo, and
Hmm.
you know, it's another thing to where I think they look cool, and I'd like to get into them, but you know, there's only like so much money, and it goes so many other different places. So, do you think that NECA will continue on with, you know, these, you know, the larger figures like they did with these two, or are these just the Spider and the Bat? You know, the only two larger ones from that. I haven't seen Gremlins 2 in a long time.
I'm sure they will continue. I mean, they're good on the movie figures or movie properties, and I think they'll continue strong. I mean, look at the large versions of the Batmans that they've done, like from the Michael Keaton Batman to now the Danny DeVito Penguin. There's a market for that size and that price point, I think, too. That's the thing with the Mondo, going back to the Mondo Turtles. I think if they could bring it down maybe to like that $100 range, like what we would be paying for like a NECA, like large figure. But you're getting a lot of accessory pieces too, so I guess it balances out. But I don't know. But I do think that NECA will, going back to the question, I think NECA will continue with the Gremlins too. I mean, I definitely do.
All right, and kind of the last thing here, Dakota left us so he can eat before the Aftercast, which we don't really need him on this one either because he's not a huge Star Wars fan. So, Force Friday is coming this Friday. What are you excited for? What are you doing for it? I took off Thursday and Friday. So
Awesome.
I told my boss, I just put in there, I was like, some Star Wars thing.
Some Star Wars thing. Just say, my excuse, the Force is awakening. What does that mean? That's what it is. I'm excited just for the hype. It's always exciting to experience something that in our realm, as far as collecting and stuff, you don't really get to see a lot of. like a Black Friday type of thing, but it's all centered around toys or a genre of Star Wars.
Right.
And I think it's really cool. And I mean, I experienced the one with the Phantom Menace, and I remember how crazy it was and how chaotic at times. And looking back on it, I'm like, wow, those figures really sucked, to be honest with you, because they were still doing the power of the Force and all that type of stuff. And now we have better things out there. We look at the 6-inch line, we look at Legos, we're looking at, and I've already got most of the Lego stuff. And they got the 3 3/4-inch stuff, and it just have it a midnight release. That means all the stores pretty much are gonna be open, and that's really cool. So just like Black Friday, you're gonna be in line, but you're gonna be with a lot of geeky nerds just like yourself, talking about Star Wars, and it's gonna be a cool, fun time. Except you might have one or two of those scalpers that hopefully they don't announce themselves as scalpers, because I think they might not make it to the parking lot. But whatever.
They've got a shiv in their side out in the parking lot. We disposed of him. I did stop by all my stores to kind of find out who's going to be open and when stuff is going to be available. So here's what I found out. Toys R Us, and they've been announcing this for a while, that they are opening at midnight. So I guess on that Thursday, on the 3rd, you want to get there. What do you think? Like maybe an hour early if you want to be in line pretty, towards the beginning?
The earlier the better is what I would say. If you can get there 3 hours early, I would totally do it. I mean, you never know. There might be exclusives towards certain stores. And I'm sure places like Toys R Us will get quite a bit of variety. Yeah, and they'll be doing more stuff because it's going to be centered around that. Unlike, let's say, a 24-hour Walmart, you're not going to get any of that type of stuff. So, yeah, Toys R Us, I would probably try and line up as soon as you possibly can.
Okay. So they're going to open at midnight. They're going to have everything ready to go. Right there, Star Wars. I talked to Hastings, and Hastings informed me that they're not doing any type of midnight release, but whenever they open at their regular business hours on the 4th, that they will have their table set up, and it will already be out. It's not going to be, or I guess at least mine, that there's not going to be like, hey, do you got the Star Wars stuff? Yeah, hey, we're working on putting it out. It will be out. They said that they already have it in the back room, and it's just like it's all whatever wrapped up, and they can't put it out until then. So before closing that night on the 3rd, that's when they're going to have it all on the tables. So let's walk through the door and grab all your stuff. Target, they said they're going to have the same thing as Hastings. They're not doing a midnight release, but they are going to have the things where it's set up and it's ready to go, ready for you to pick through as soon as the doors open.
I thought I was going to do midnight, but I don't have to check again.
Okay, yeah, my Target's not, or at least that's what they told me. So maybe the guy didn't know what he was talking about. Who knows? I went to Walmart, and I actually talked to the toy department manager, and I asked her. I said, are you guys going to do it kind of like Black Friday? I said, for the Star Wars on, Force Friday, I said, are you guys going to kind of do it like Black Friday to where you have it all on this pallet, and then it's just like, hey, it's midnight. All right, go at it. And then we just rip it apart and act like animals. And her response was, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, for, all the new toys for the Star Wars movie. And she was like, there's a new movie? You're the toy department manager? You don't even know? I was like, you have signage up here that, hey, September 4th at 12:01, the Star Wars stuff. I said, so, is it going to be set out already? She goes, I don't know. I don't work nights. I guess whenever the night people get to it, they'll get to it. I'm like,
wow.
Man, the qualifications to get your job are not very high. So I don't know if that was just her. I did talk to at another Walmart, the co-manager, and obviously told him about that other situation. But he said, if I check back with him probably this week, then he's gonna have a better answer for me. But at least for his Walmart. So what I'm kind of counting on is hit up the Toys R Us. I'm gonna do that thing to where I get there early, wait in line, and get it at midnight. and then I'll hit up my other 3 Walmarts after I leave there, and then wake up and be in line for Hastings for theirs. See what all I can pick through. So it's kind of how I got it all lined up. I'm gonna videotape every bit of it, or highlights. Not me standing in line for hours, but if there's some cool like cosplay, because that's the thing is like I remember whenever Phantom Menace. No, it wasn't Phantom Menace. It was our Revenge of the Sith. Whenever we set out in line for like a couple of hours, waiting for the movie, that there was a ton of cosplay and stuff like that. There was dudes having lightsaber battles and stuff like that. So it was really cool. And just talking with just random people in line. So I might record some of that stuff and take some pictures and stuff like that. So you going to do anything crazy?
I might. We'll see. I mean, I think my son might want to go with me. He starts school that next Tuesday, so yeah, we'll all be rested up, and we'll probably go. We probably won't hit all the stores. I mean, I have 8 Walmarts or 8 to 9 Walmarts in my area that I can hit, but I only have 1 Toys R Us, so we'll probably go to Toys R Us, see what they have. I'm just looking for like 6-inch stuff, or maybe 3 3/4 inch. Other than that, my son wants the Millennium Falcon. That's one of the only sets that we weren't able to find last week. So
from the new stuff, right?
From the new stuff, yeah. It has the old man Solo and all that in there. So
it does.
Yeah. So I really want to get that, but we got the first transport, and we got some of the other snow speeders and all that kind of stuff already. So
yeah, I see that they're coming out for the regular line for Legos. The scene where it's the Emperor and Luke and Darth Vader, and you even got the Imperial Guards standing out in the front.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So that looked pretty cool. Here we for the last 40 minutes we haven't even talked about Transformers, but I think we mentioned the Bayformers once in there. But you guys didn't have any questions as far as Transformers, and we're fans of it all. Actually, it's a nice little change of pace to talk about something other than Transformers for a little bit. So, anyways, we'll go ahead and end it there. I didn't see any questions or anything like that. So I know they usually start popping up as soon as we're about to jump off. So if you guys have them, then you can save them for next week. Jaim, you want to tell people about our upcoming shows? Because we got 2 more shows.
Yep. So we have the Aftercast, which will be on my channel, 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Victory Saber 77. And we also have the Primal Cast, which will air after the Aftercast. So probably around midnight, maybe a little earlier, depending on how long we go with the Aftercast. But that will be on Dakota's PrimalSabbath YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. He has an open invite for that. So hit him up, DM him on Twitter or email him and such, if you want an invite to that.
Need some new faces.
Yep. Yeah, it would be kind of cool. I mean, the Aftercast is just us bunch of guys just talking about, stuff, and then, we've got the Primal Cast, so you can get, more people in there, that fresh blood and all that. But again, collection spotlight. If you want your collection spotlighted on the show, submit your pictures 10 to 20 to Josh's email address, is g1extra@gmail.com. No collection's too small or too big, and we are out of collections. So if you send it in, we will spotlight you next week. And as far as Retro Blasting being on next week, we're going to have to reschedule that, and we'll let you guys know when we know when he'll be on. So you can find me, Victory Saber 77, on Twitter and YouTube, and on Instagram, the Victory Saber 77.
And you can find me, G1Extra, on everywhere. And my Facebook page is, you just put a "the" in front of it. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and talk to you guys on the next show here in about 45 minutes. So peace.
See ya.